Alright everybody, quite honestly, this is about as good as it gets. Alright, today we're looking back at 1983's Falling Down, one of the classic movies of the 90s. But before we go any further, as always, to the trailer.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Turn around, look at that. You see what I mean? It's plump, it's juicy, it's 3 inches thick. Now, can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture?
Having a bad day. Going nowhere fast. The economy making you tense. Afraid to walk the streets. Life in the 90s got you down. What are you gonna do about it?
Hey! Where do you think you're going? Going home.
I am just trying to get home to my little girl's birthday. And if everybody will stay out of my way, then nobody will get hurt.
Give me some money. Give us your briefcase.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
In the battlefield of life,
I was willing to mind my own business, but you couldn't leave it alone, could you?
the time has come
Move up or move back, you donkey!
for Bill Foster to fight back.
You forgot the briefcase!
And what would a white guy in a white shirt and tie be doing in gangland?
In America, we have the freedom of speech, the right to disagree.
What kind of vigilante are you? I am not a vigilante. Just standing up for my rights as a consumer. I'd like some breakfast.
We stop serving breakfast at 11:30.
Have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
Yeah, well, hey, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm really sorry, too.
No, it's an accident! It's an accident!
We got a nutcase with a bag full of guns. He's in Hollywood right now, and he's heading west.
Excuse me. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's other people waiting to use the phone here.
He has a propensity for violence.
I think it's out of order.
Yeah, I think you can say that.
Past the point of no return.
If you go up against this guy, be careful.
Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, Falling Down.
I'm the bad guy?
Alright everybody, this motion picture was directed by Joel Schumacher. Now Joel Schumacher directed a whole bunch of really cool flicks. He had stuff like DC Capt, The Lost Boys. He had St. Elmo's Fire, The Incredible Shrinking Woman, Tigerland, The Number 23. He had a bunch of really cool flicks. So this is just one of them in the arsenal of the stuff he did. And I'm definitely going to review DC Capt. I already got the trailer and the photos loaded up for that thing. Anyway, Joel Schumacher, this motion picture, phenomenal job. Enough said. Let's get going to the cast. Alright everybody, starring as Williams/D-Fens is Michael Douglas. Now come on, you're talking Michael Douglas. That's a legendary career that we're talking about right here. He started off on like the streets of San Francisco on TV. He was in motion pictures like The China Syndrome. He was in motion pictures like Coma, which I'm going to be reviewing because that movie was awesome. He was in The Romancing the Stone, War of the Roses, Wall Street, Black Rain. He was in a ton of motion pictures, and tons of them were great. So, Michael Douglas, top-of-the-line actor, top-of-the-line career. Let's keep it going. Okay, playing Prendergast is Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall, dude. But, I mean, come on. You're talking Tender Mercies, The Great Santini, The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, The Apostle. I mean, he's been in so many great movies you almost can't name them all. If I sat here and just riddled them all off, that would be a 15-minute video in and of itself. Robert Duvall, top of the line, enough said, let's keep going. Okay, playing Beth was Barbara Hershey. Yo, come on, man, you're talking Last Temptation of Christ, you're talking Black Swan, you're talking The Pursuit of Happiness, Take This Job and Shove It, The Stunt Man, and one of my all-time favorite classics, The Entity, about a woman living in a house where she's being attacked by a spirit, ghost, demon, call it whatever you want. Anyway, Barbara Hershey, top of the line. Oh, yeah, she was in Beaches, too, with Bette Midler, man. So, come on. Big career, been around a long time, does some great work. Let's keep moving. Okay, and playing Sandra was Rachel Ticotin. Now, everybody's probably going to remember her mostly for Total Recall. I mean, that's Arnold, her. You know what I mean? They kind of go joined hand in hand in that flick. She was also in stuff like The Eye. She was in Con Air, Turbulence, Don Juan DeMarco. She was in a bunch of movies. Always did a really good job. Cool actress. Still works pretty regularly. Never really broke through to being like a main star of anything. But really good, solid worker. What more can you say? Okay, you also got a bunch of actors and actresses who've been around for a long time. I'm not going to really highlight their whole career here. You had Frederic Forrest starring as the crazy wacko guy that runs the Army-Navy store. You had Raymond Barry being like the chief. You had a bunch of people that were all quality top-line actors and actresses in this, just rounding out the cast. So when you got that kind of stuff going for you, hell, the movie can be half shit, and it's still going to be half good. Anyway, to the story. Okay, everybody, I'm going to give you a very short overview of this story. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit of how it starts out, because this movie is so good, I don't want to give up too much. I want you to go see it. I don't want to just blurt out everything that happens. So here's a quick couple seconds of what you will expect in the beginning of this motion picture. You see William D-Fens sitting in his car in traffic. It's like 95 degrees out. You can see that everybody's backed up and tense and riddled and angry. Nobody's moving. Everything's a gridlock. He's trapped in his car. A fly's driving him crazy. His AC isn't working. And this is a guy who's about to snap. And finally, he does. He gets out of his car, abandons it in the middle of a traffic jam. And when people say to him, "Where are you going?" he simply states, "I'm going home." A few minutes later, he goes to get some change so he can use a payphone. The corner store guy blatantly has its register open. He's putting more change in it, and when he asks for change and hands him $1, the man refuses. So he goes to buy a soda, finds out that the soda is so overpriced it won't even give him the change back that he needs to use the payphone. An argument ensues, a fight breaks out, and he destroys everything in the store. That's literally like in the first 5 minutes of this motion picture. The story, in a nutshell, is a man trying to get home to his wife and his child, and he's going to destroy anything in his path as he's trying to get there. But what are his intentions of getting there, and why does he want to get there, and what is going to happen when he gets there? That's falling down. That's what this motion picture is about. A man breaking from himself, breaking from the world, and breaking everything around him. Okay, everybody, the summation is what I really wanted to get to on this. What makes this motion picture great? This motion picture, I'm going to say right out, was directed incredibly well. It was acted incredibly well. It was written incredibly well. Everything about this was a top-notch job. Front to back, bottom to top. Excellent in all categories. What makes this motion picture work also on a subliminal level is, in the beginning, you're almost confused about the guy. You're almost, am I rooting for him or am I not rooting for him? Because he's gonna do things in this motion picture where you're like, hell yeah. When you see the golf course scene, you're like, hell yeah. When you see him beat down the gangbangers, you're like, hell yeah. So there's a part of you that roots for this guy because you feel the same tensions in life that he feels. You feel the same rage at certain situations that he feels. And you're like, yes, yeah, go for it, D-Fens, go for it. But then you find out that there's something broken in D-Fens. Obviously, that's the case just from watching 5 minutes of the movie. But you find out that there's more wrong with D-Fens than just being sick of society. You find out that there's issues at home. You find out that there's dark issues with his wife and his child. You find out that there's dark issues with his mother. You find out that there's a lot more problems than just a guy that you can just say, yeah, stick it to him, D-Fens, stick it to him, fight back for us. So there's the angle of this man has a lot of problems. There's the angle of when does he go being from the right guy to the wrong guy, from the good guy to the bad guy. As he actually says at one point in the motion picture, he actually says, I'm the bad guy? How'd that happen? I'm the bad guy? And you can feel his confusion at that, because he honestly thinks he's doing the right thing through the most of the picture. And there's points where you're going to think he's doing the right things through the motion picture. Hell, he's doing things in this motion picture you probably wish that you could do on any given day. And that's what makes this motion picture so intriguing. You have another whole side story where there's a cop on his last day. He's retiring, and he's sitting there putting the pieces together about who this guy is. And he's also got problems at home. He's got a wife who's neurotic to the point of being non-functional, and he's trying to deal with her. He's trying to deal with everybody kissing him off because he's retiring. He's saying goodbye to his partner that's a great friend and he has a lot of affection for. There's so many layers and angles in this motion picture going on all at once, but it never seems confusing, it never feels rushed, it never feels overburdened. The only part of the movie I felt that was a little bit far-fetched was the Frederic Forrest character of the Army-Navy store guy there, who's like completely fucking insane, really. You're like, how could this guy even manage a business? He's obviously apeshit nuts. Besides that one little critique, that one little flaw, I think, in the motion picture, and I can see why they use that character, because he sends D-Fens over the edge. He's the point of no return character that just moves D-Fens into the world of he can't redeem himself anymore. He can't fix himself anymore. He's now on the other side of the moon, and he's gone for broke. The character, flawed. The point that they use him for was perfect in this motion picture. All in all, Falling Down is a motion picture about a bunch of people that are all broken and that are all hurting and that all are being challenged by their daily lives. Now, a lot of credit past the cast has to be given to the directors and the editors. You can feel the tension in this motion picture. You can feel this like pressure cooker atmosphere. You can feel everybody's about to burst, whether it's D-Fens, whether it's about Prendergast, that his wife. There's so many people that are all just ready to blow at any moment. And you feel it, and it permeates the film. It's a movie about people under pressure, and this motion picture makes you feel their pressure and the pressure of the environment. Flat out, Falling Down is not a happy motion picture. It's not something you're going to want to watch on Easter time with the family or something like that. But it's a quality movie, an excellently put together motion picture. It's everything that a motion picture could be or should be, and sometimes falls short of being. Falling Down, Michael Douglas, Joel Schumacher, the whole cast, the whole crew, everybody kicked it out the park on this thing. Excellent job, excellent motion picture. Go check it out if you never have. Peace out, everybody. Catch you later.